Hey everyone, it is Kat here from local Dongle in East Kelowna Market, and I am here today with one of the founding families of Southeast Kelowna, Denise Porter, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her background here in East Kelowna as well as the apple situation here in the Okanagan. So, Denise, do you mind just telling us a little bit about your family and everything here in the?
Okay, my mom was born here in 1910. My dad came here when he was 3. At the age of 17, he took over the largest single holding orchard in all of Canada, and at that time it was called Coloca Orchards. There were 372 acres. He ran that for 54 years, and then the family sold it. And in 1977, 1975, I should say, Dad bought this property that we're sitting on now, which was 30 acres. It's 2 lots. And my 2 brothers and myself have this side. My twin brother has the other 15 acres. Up until last year, we ran it ourselves. And last year, we leased it out to a family. And this year, he has the same lease again. But we don't know what's going to happen with BC tree fruit folding because nobody knows where to go and take their apples. The biggest problem with all the packing houses that are here, nobody has built cold storage, and you can't take so many tons of apples and just sell them instantly because it's not going to work.
Yeah.
The government says they're going to help us, but the biggest help they could do is to put a tariff on apples coming out of the States. They have a growing period 2 weeks ahead of us, and they can flood our market. Also, we have a lot of costs to do with an orchard. You've got the water, you've got your taxes, you have, your spray, your fertilizer, your picking, your thinning, and pruning costs. And you have to lease that out. We've been lucky enough to, when my dad was running Coloca, he instigated a program and he brought the Indians the natives out of Williams Lake, Alexis Creek. And 3 of them that came when they were younger, they've come back every year. We contract with them to pick, but
So
this year we don't.
Yeah, this year is a really tricky year. So, what would happen if something doesn't change in the next week? What are all these farmers going to do, like yourself?
Well, like Sick Paul said, that a lot of it's going to go on the ground because you got nowhere to sell it, you've got nowhere to do it. You have no access to bins unless you want to buy them from Grower Supply or BC Tree Fruits. And that's another added cost because I think at this time they want $50 a bin. So say you need 100 bins. That's $500 out of your pocket right now. And are you really going to get that back? We're kind of lucky here. We've sort of specialized in apples. We just have Galas, Max, Spartans, Honeycrisp, and Ambrosi. Mostly it's Galas. My brother has Granny Smiths and a few other things, but mostly our apples are Galas and Max, Spartans, and Honeycrisp.
So you're going to be, well, by you, we mean Cassie and I, we're going to be selling your bags of apples at our upcoming markets to help support you. So how much are you selling those apples for and what's the size of the bag?
Well, I'm hoping to put 11 pounds in a bag and sell them for 10 pounds for $10. $1 a pound. We may have to decrease it if they don't go. You know, just see what happens. It's all sort of a new venture for everybody.
Yeah, everyone's trying to figure out the footing and everything like that. So what can the community do to help farmers like you right now?
I don't really know.
Other than them just coming out and buying as much apples as they can.
Buy the apples because, like either that or they're going to go on the ground because we have one lonesome tree called Empires, and they're a mixture of Spartan and stuff. Everybody seems to like them, but packing them, yeah.
So
But basically, if we don't sell them off the side of the road or to people we know or something like that, I have a friend in October. She's probably going to Abbotsford, and she's told us people down there that she would only bring them down in 25, 35, or 50-pound boxes. She said none of this 10-pound stuff. I took apples 3 years ago to Abbotsford for 100th birthday, and I sold them out within about 2 hours. And people keep asking whether if I'm coming back.
Okay,
That's one thing I'm very proud of my brother. We have good apples.
that's
He
amazing.
takes care of them.
So other than everyone just coming out and supporting farmers as much as possible by buying as many apples as they can, which great news for anyone out there. Apples do great storage. You can literally buy like a massive cooler and store them in there, and you keep that in your cold space, your garage, wherever, and that will last you apples all winter, and you can have fresh apples right then and there. So that's something everyone could be doing is buying coolers and filling it with apples.
Well, Ambrosies are your best bet, and they're the last. Well, Granny Smiths are the last ones, but Ambrosies are it sort of goes Galos and Max, then the Honeycrisp, and then your your Ambrosie. Because Ambrosie, if you keep them in the fridge or in a cool space, will keep you right through till March.
Wow. So literally you could get your apples in September and still have fresh apples all the way until March.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So other than you selling your 10-pound bags and everyone just supporting and buying apples, is there anything else that you want to say to the community?
Well, no, except thank you for your support. The government doesn't seem to want to help us. They don't want to help us now. They want to replant or with agri-stability, and that they're 2 years behind in that. So
Yeah.
because we leased the orchard out, we don't get it.
So basically the government hasn't really stepped in to actually help any of you guys. They're thinking long term and basically giving themselves a pat on the
Yeah.
back for doing nothing.
And because the NDP party put us in when Davy Barrett was into the agricultural land reserve, our land is worth practically nothing. It's worth a lot less than if you went to buy an acre somewhere. It's about 2/3.
So everyone out there, this year, please, please, please support your apple farmers. Not only just your apple farmers, all your farmers.
Yeah, pears.
Everyone's having a hard time this year. We've lost stone fruit, we've lost apricots, and now BC tree fruit has basically kind of screwed all the farmers over for their own greed. And so this way, we're gonna help. We're gonna be selling Denise's apples at our market, and buy those apples this year. Support your apple farmers. Make everyone apple pies. For Christmas this year, instead of buying stuff, buy apples. Make them apple dessert, apple jams, like
Apple butter?
apple butter.
I don't know how to make it, but I know somebody that does. But
So yeah, that's
and if you have a good combination like of Max and Spartans and Galas, that's a really make great apple crisp, because your Spartans are developed in the Okanagan for the Okanagan, and they've developed for us out of Summerland. And they're the best all-round fruit. And little known, they make good juice. They make great applesauce, great apple crisp, apple pies, because they don't squash down like your
they
Mac
stay nice
apples.
and firm.
Yeah, your Mac apples. People love them and everything else, and they're great. But you fill the pie full, and you get about that much apple. Whereas you put a mixture of Macs and Gala and Spartans, you've got a sort of a mouthful.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with this prompt interview today to talk about the urgent apple situation in the Okanagan, and thanks for everything you do to the community, because not only do you run the East Kelowna Hall, you have this amazing farm, and you're part of the founding families here in East Kelowna. So you are a brick and mortar stone of this community, and I'm so grateful I can have this opportunity to talk to you and get the word
I
out.
appreciate it. Thank you for
course.
the support.
Of course. So buy apples, everyone.